Alrighty, we're back with another give and take, this time with a lovely young lady who's going to teach us the basics. She calls it Dating 101.
Dating Women 101, because I'm sick and tired of watching you be so clueless.
Well, I guess she's trying to set the tone right away, let her target audience know what she really thinks about them. Though I have to say, if you're trying to teach someone, hurling an insult at them right off the bat probably isn't the best strategy. But let's continue.
Number 1, the DM slide. You are not going to slide into her DMs unless it's with this message.
Oh, I can tell already. This ought to be good.
What's your Venmo?
You know, it's a burden being right all the time, but I do think I carry it well. So the very first thing she's trying to teach guys to do is get the girl's Venmo. Gee, I wonder why.
10 out of 10 response rate. You are going to wait until later that night or preferably early the next morning. Send her $20. It does not have to be a lot, with the message reading, "Good morning, princess, coffee on me."
So she's setting the price right off the bat. Just for her to talk to you, we have to start out by Venmoing her $20 for a cup of coffee. Now, I don't go to Starbucks all that often, but even as expensive as they are, it ain't $20 for a cup of coffee. You gotta love the insanity of the expectations of today's women, but I have a feeling we're just scratching the surface. Let's see what else she's expecting.
You want her number? Ask for her Apple Pay.
So first, she expects us to pay just for her to give us her Venmo, and now to get her number, we've got to, well, Apple Pay? And just how much are we supposed to send? 20, 50, 100? 10,000? This doesn't sound like dating to me. At least not the definition of dating that most people have. But then again, there's that other type of date. You know, the one where we have to exchange money for time.
Once you get her address, randomly send her things. And I'm not saying to send her a Rollie or a Birkin.
Now, I'll be the first to tell you I'm old, so I had to go look up what a Rollie or a Birkin is. And for those that don't know, a Birkin is a handbag. One that costs tens of thousands of dollars. Pretty high expectation from her simply for giving you her address. And yes, ladies, I know she said it doesn't have to be that. But if he were to send her a $20 handbag, do you actually think she would continue speaking to him? Please.
What you're going to do is make sure that she's home, get to know her schedule, start a conversation, ask her to send you a picture of her face because you miss it. When you know she's home and she's going to be home, you are going to send her lunch or dinner.
So now we're buying lunch or dinner. Now I remind you, we haven't met her yet. We haven't gone out on a date. We had to pay to get her attention. We had to pay to get her phone number. We had to pay to get her address. And now we have to pay to get her to continue to respond to us. Pay, pay, pay. And let's be honest, this is the expectation of the overwhelming majority of today's modern women. Continuing on.
Extra points if you do not live in the same state as her, because that shows so much effort that you actually research to find a good, healthy place that she likes and send her the best thing.
Wait, what? This is her expectation of a guy that doesn't even live in the same state as her? This is just getting more ludicrous by the second. And for all you ladies out there who are wondering, where are all the guys at? Why won't a guy approach me or ask me out? This is why.
And if you really like her, send her options. Observe her social media stories. Is she sick? Send her soup and pressed juice. Is she having a bad day? Send her $500 to cheer her up.
Oh, dear God. $500 to cheer her up. Can you imagine even considering dating someone like this? Or, God forbid, getting in a relationship with them? Ladies, remember, she's speaking for all of you. Us guys are seeing videos like this every day.
Are her nails looking crusty? Men, those cost $300, not $50.
And why do we give two shits what your nails look like? We live in another state. It's not like we're ever going to get to see them, right?
If something good happens, send her flowers. I was out of town last year when I got a huge partnership. The man I was talking to found out what hotel I was staying at and sent me Nobu, which arrived 5 minutes after I checked in.
And now she wants flowers and food at a hotel where she's traveling to. Probably to meet another guy. You know, to have a date with him.
Grin, grin, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more.
If you really want to show husband material when you know she's out with her friends or her sister or her cousins, send her enough money to cover the entire bill for everyone.
Ah, yes, the you have to buy nights out for me, my friends, and my family now. She's not the first woman to have that expectation. I've heard this one dozens of times. Again, I'll say it. This is a beautiful example of the mindset of today's modern women.
I had a man do that, and he is still the favorite of my entire family.
Well, of course he is. You took advantage of him, abused him, treated him like crap, and took his money. And if there's one thing we all know, daughters learn most of this behavior from their mothers. So it sounds to me like the apple didn't fall far from the tree in this case.
Now, if you're at the end of this video and you're thinking, wow, this chick is shallow, I don't need to do all this, then good luck to you. This is unfortunately the world that we live in. And also, if you're broke, just say that.
Well, I agree with her on this point. This is the world we live in. She's not the exception. She's the rule. This is the way today's modern women think. They expect to be bought. They are a commodity. Nothing more, nothing less. Not us saying it. They are saying it. And gentlemen, it's our fault. We allow them to get away with this. There is only one answer to this woman, and that's to walk away from her and walk away from all women like her, because she's never going to date you. She's certainly not going to get in a relationship with you and marry you. You got a better chance of winning the lottery. And let's be honest, she ain't all that great. And I remind you, she's offered you nothing in return so far. Pretty high expectations for someone who, well, frankly, I don't think's all that attractive. But be that as it may, it's on us, gentlemen, to see this for what it is. To tell women, no more. We're not going to tolerate it. You go live your lives. We're going to walk away. And to all the ladies out there, the ones sitting there going, that's not me. It's not fair to generalize us like that. Well, you've generalized us forever. You've taken advantage of us forever. And there's very, very few women that don't have that mindset that the man exists solely to provide for her, to be her wallet. So she's really not all that different than you, and you aren't that different from her. That is the reality, and men see that. And as for that last little jab she took,
And also, if you're broke, just say
that we must be broke if we're not willing to do it. No, what we have is self-respect. What we have is a realization that you really have nothing to offer to us. So you're going to end up with guys who will throw money at you. Guys you'll never want to be with. The real guys, the ones you're going to want to be with in 10, 20 years, they're not going to be there because they've seen you for what you are. And if there's one thing that's for damn sure, leopards don't change their spots.